Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Bia and I am incredibly passionate about makeup. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step all the tips and tricks on how you can achieve this really stunning and outrageous night out makeup look. And I know that night out makeup looks tend to fall on the heavier, full glam makeup side, and that can be very intimidating, especially for beginners. And it might even stop you from grabbing those darker eyeshadows on your palettes, but today I am going to show you step by step how you can rock this makeup look as well. So if you are interested, just keep on watching. But before we move on to the tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also to leave this video a like. Since today we are opting for a very dark eye makeup, we are definitely going to be starting by doing the eye makeup and then we will be moving on to complexion. So the palette that I think that I will be using the most on today's video is this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a sultry palette and it's honestly one of my favorite palettes, and I love the fact that this palette has like more neutral and cool tones, which allows me to create some different looks. And yeah, today the look will be extremely sultry and I want it to be more like on the neutral and cool tone side. As you guys can see, I've already built a base for the eyeshadows because I mixed that step with filling in my brows because I use the concealer to shape my brows. But anyways, I use the concealer and some translucent powder to set it, and that is it. First, using a Morphe M573, which is a large blending brush, I am taking Twig. And I am blending this eyeshadow all over my crease, and by the way, this will be my transition shade. One thing that I'm also doing, and which I pretty much do in every single makeup look that I do, is to bring my eyeshadow outwards towards the end of my brow, and I really elongate the eyes while doing this. And since I want this look to be extra spicy, I definitely want to elongate my eyes as much as possible. Okay guys, so as you can see, this brown eyeshadow turned out really great because this is very cool toned. And I am not really sure if I want to move right into the black eyeshadow. I think I'm still going in with the middle eyeshadow, which is Dystopian, this really deep brown. And by the way, I am using a pencil brush. This one is from Zoeva as per usual, and it's the 230, which is the Luxe pencil. I am going to start like building an outer V using this eyeshadow. I will be going back and forth with this eyeshadow. So first I'm going to use this pencil brush to basically build that outer V, and then I am going in with this really tiny blending brush from Morphe. This is the M506. I use this tons of times. I love this to blend eyeshadows with a lot of precision, and I am not adding any pigment. I'm just using this to blend the eyeshadow with the other one that we already have on. Besides building this eyeshadow up on my outer V, I'm also bringing it until like half of my crease. So guys, if I'm being honest, I'm not really feeling like applying any sort of shimmer or glitter, but who knows? You guys know that I change my mind when it comes to makeup quite often. But for now, I'm just going to clean up a little bit of my lid with some concealer just to bring some light back to this part of my eye. And by the way, I am using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and just an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. I like to tap it so that it applies the concealer while diffusing it at the same time. Now taking the M213 from Morphe, which is this tiny flat brush, I am picking the black eyeshadow in this palette, which is called Noir, and I am going to start by applying it right next to my lashes, kind of building a little bit of an outer V. Guys, when I say that Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows are pigmented, this is what I mean. Now I'm grabbing this pencil brush from Zoeva, the one that we were using before, and without picking any more black eyeshadow, because we already have pretty much enough, I am just going to use it to do some sort of zigzag motions to blend this black eyeshadow so that I don't look absolutely matte. I am still going in with a black pencil to intensify this lash line, but first I am taking Fresh, which is the lightest eyeshadow in this palette. This eyeshadow is matte, by the way, and I am packing it on top of the concealer kind of to set it and to add some extra brightness. And by the way, before you do this, make sure that your concealer is fully blended and that you don't really have like a thick layer of concealer. Now moving on to the black pencil that I think I mentioned that I was going to apply. I am taking this waterproof eyeliner pencil from Dior. I love this one. This is very, very intense. I am going to tight line as well as intensify this outer part, as well as applying this really close to my lash line. I'm also going in with this pencil on my waterline And by the way, when it comes to like this inner part of the eye, I am only using the pencil on my waterline because if I use it above the lashes, it kind of tends to look too thick and messy, so we are definitely just keeping it on the waterline. Now moving on to complexion, and no, I did not forget my lashes. I am going to apply some false lashes by the end of the video. But anyways, before primer, I am first going to apply the MAC Strobe Cream. I love this formula. It's basically a moisturizer that has some pearls in it. And even if you are going for more like a matte complexion, this kind of gives you that radiance that sees through without even having highlighter on. I love to use this whenever I want my skin to look overall radiant, not only where I apply the highlighter. And it also boosts the highlighter like 100%. And by the way guys, I completely forgot to announce until now, but I have been leaving it on the description box. I now have officially a partnership with Look Fantastic. I have a code for you guys which I will leave down below that is going to give you up to 25% discount, and MAC products are included. You can have the discount on their brand. So in case you guys want to check it out, I always leave the link by product down below. Now for primer, I want something to blur any imperfection that I might have on my face. So I am going in with this NYX Angelville primer. This is a blurring primer, which is exactly what I want. I gave some time for the Strobe Cream to do its thing, and now I'm just applying it on top. I completely forgot to zoom you guys out, so I will do that right now. Guys, I'm just color correcting my dark circles, which as per usual are thriving, and I am using the Naked Skin color correcting fluid in the shade Peach, which is this product right here from Urban Decay. Now moving on to foundation. Since this is a night out kind of makeup look, I definitely want to make sure that my makeup is as sweat proof and kind of bulletproof as it can be. But I want to give you guys a small disclaimer. When it comes to makeup durability, it's not so much about individual products, it's more like about your technique and how you apply things and how well you set them. But obviously picking products that work really well on your complexion will obviously be a great start. This one is from MAC. This is the Studio Fix Fluid. I love this foundation. It's really well known, and guys, it's definitely worth the hype. I am applying it with my Real Technique sponge. This is a very affordable sponge that I absolutely love. And for foundation, it's just perfect because it's so big that it covers like one cheek with 2 or 3 taps. One thing that also contributes to this foundation being my favorite one is that this is the only foundation, the only brand in which I can find like the absolute right match for my complexion. I don't have to mix foundations, this is just perfect. I think that today we are not going to be applying any creamy bronzer. I think I'm going in fully with powders. So now moving on to concealer, I am mixing these 2 shades from NARS, which is the shade Custard and Vanilla, 2 neutral shades. And I am going to apply it in the highest points of my face. First, I'm going in with my finger just to put the product in its place. Now I'm using my Real Technique sponge to blend this. I love using this sponge to blend creamy formulas. Like, this stuff is really good, as well as it is affordable. Before moving on to powders, I am going to spray my face with a setting spray. This one is my favorite. It's from Urban Decay and it's the All Nighter. To set my complexion, I am using the Laura Mercier powder. This one is in the shade Translucent. This is the best setting powder that I've tried so far. To be quite honest, like, it's so thin that it just melts into the skin perfectly and it just sets the makeup so well. It definitely makes it last so many hours. I just love this powder, absolutely. I'm going to start by setting the neck before I forget about it. I don't even give myself any chances to forget. Next, I am applying the powder to the rest of my complexion. And by the way, guys, before going in the under eye area, go in again with the Beauty Blender. Just make sure that you are like not setting any creases. You know, just go in with a Beauty Blender and blend those creases out before you apply any powder. Work little by little. Don't apply too much powder. Don't go in already with the baking. You know, just apply little by little. Because if you have like a creamy base and you apply too much powder in it, it just looks cakey. If you first apply like a thin layer of powder and gently set it, and then after a while you go in with the baking, it cooks the makeup well without your skin like picking too much product and making it look cakey and powdery and all of that not so good stuff. One thing that I noticed that really helps like this area looks super flawless and airbrushed is instead of like sliding the brush, press the powder against your skin. That way you are making sure that you are not moving the product, you are just placing the powder on top of the creamy formulas. Now for a change, I'm not going to be using the Holo Matte bronzer from Benefit. I'm going to use this palette from KVD, which looks like this on the inside. I have this palette on my Pro Mua kit. If you are only looking for products just for yourself, for your skin tone, you can always buy these duos individually. I'm using this Morphe Deluxe brush and I am grabbing this middle shade, and this duo is a Lyric, which is the lightest one, and then the darkest one is Shadow Play. I'm just going to do this sort of motion and also circular motions to apply and diffuse my bronzer. And when it comes to this bronzer in comparison to the Holo one, please mind that this one is hella pigmented, so you have to go way lighter handed when applying this. Also applying it in the perimeter of my forehead. Now to bake and to snatch my face a little bit more, I'm taking some of that Laura Mercier powder and using my damp sponge from Real Techniques, I am going to apply this powder where I want to bake. As you guys can tell, I've applied the powder below my bronzer to snatch my face a little bit, as I mentioned, on my forehead, because I tend to get really oily in this area and that kind of messes up my foundation and concealer. So I apply a little bit of powder there, let it bake for a while, and that completely fixes the problem. So that's a win for me. The bridge of my nose as well as the sides to snatch my nose a little bit, and on my under eye area because I really need to bake in this area, otherwise it just looks messy and it creases way more easily. Now I'm going off camera to apply my lashes and I will be right back. So guys, lashes are on. I've applied a little bit of mascara to make sure that the lashes merge well together, and I ended up dusting off the powder because the baking was already done. And now for blush, I am taking this MAC palette that I have on my Pro makeup kit, and I am using this blush right here, which is Blush Baby from MAC, and this with a brush which is the 127 Deluxe Sheer Cheek, and I'm applying the blush above the bronzer. Since we did like a cool tone eye makeup, I would definitely recommend you guys to choose a blush that is more cool toned as well, something more on the pink side and not so much on the orange side, and definitely something that doesn't have like a gold reflect to it or anything like that. For the lower waterline, I am picking again that Dior pencil, and I am going to run it all over my waterline. Now using this brush from Suede, the 231, which is the Luxe Petite Crease, I am taking the lightest matte eyeshadow that we use, which is called Twig, and I am running it all over my lower lash line. I'm basically going to try to replicate what I did in the upper part of my eye by using the same matte eyeshadows and all of that. Now picking this tinier blending brush from Morphe, the one that we used, the M506, I am taking this Taupean, which was this very deep brown, and I am running it on my lash line closer to the lashes. Now taking this really tiny flat brush from Morphe that we also used before, the M213, I am picking the black eyeshadow with the tip of the brush and tight lining right next to my lashes. Before going in with the highlighter, I'm going to spray my face one final time. So guys, we are almost done with this makeup look. Now we are moving on to highlighter, and the one that I'm going to be using today is this one from MAC Cosmetics. This is a highlighter palette and I'm going to be using the lightest shade. This is the Hyper Real Glow palette. I will be using this deluxe brush from Morphe, and I'm going to stick the highlighter to the highest points of my face and my inner corner. To apply the highlighter on my inner corner, brow bone, and also the bridge of my nose, I am switching to a smaller brush. I am using this shading light brush from KVD Vegan Beauty. Since we already have more than enough going on the eye makeup, we are going to keep the lips very neutral, but I still plan on applying some gloss. So first I'm going to start lining my lips with this darker pencil from NYX. This is their matte lip liner in the shade called Brew. For lipstick, I'm going to be using the soft matte lip cream from NYX in the shade London. Now I'm grabbing this Fenty Beauty lip gloss. This one is in the shade Sweet Mouth, and I am going to pick some of it with my finger and apply a little bit on top of the matte lip cream. Hi guys, I am back. As you can see, I gave some love to my hair and now it all came together. I am super ready to go out and just kill it. But it's bedtime, so the only thing that I should be getting ready to is bed. But anyways, as you can see, this is the perfect makeup look for a night out. It's super outrageous and we are playing with some dark matte eyeshadows and stuff. We are bringing all the drama to this makeup look. But if you also want to look absolutely fierce and flawless throughout the day, don't forget to check this video that I filmed for you guys. And yeah, I think that is it. Don't forget to leave this video a like and also to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!